This is Susanne Wilson reading excerpts from the ESP class Essays on an Experience from a Guided Meditation or Other Spiritual Event. I did some testing with my master guide and she did not let me down. I have 2 ancestor guides who seem to always be there. They are truly persistent in wanting me to cut cords and find joy. That is one thing that has escaped me this year, joy and peace I struggle to maintain. I can't say my realizations come through meditation, but rather in quiet moments throughout the day. I know they are near when I get an overwhelming feeling of emotion. I struggle to find uninterrupted time to actually do the meditations, but will continue to try to find that time. From the student, I did the guidance quest and I asked my master guide to join me. No response, and I understood why. My energy, mental, physical, and spiritual, isn't there due to things that are happening in my life. Tonight I used my pendulum to connect with whoever was present. I asked for my guide, angels, and other guides, Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and family members. Their group gave me thumbs up on concentrating on certain things going on in my life, and explained reasons for difficulty with clarity and focus. They let me know that I need to incorporate meditation and sitting in the power to get further along my spiritual path. They let me know that one particular meditation I do not need to try to do again. There was a person on a sidewalk during the meditation holding a sign with words about Jesus for all of the traffic to see. I couldn't remember what the sign said when I got home, back from meditation. The same person was there again and turned towards me with the sign, Jesus loves you, seek him. Yes, a download from Jesus. Mary Magdalene indicated yes on helping me to learn from her. From a student. The first change that I have noticed is in my routine. I have been meditating for years and have always had the intent to do it regularly. But as often happens with good intentions, my meditating streak falls apart after a few days or weeks. But since starting the ESP course, I feel more responsible and have been more successful in making meditation a regular part of my daily routine. And while I have always been good with making connections with my loved one in spirit and my guide team, I feel that I'm definitely more in tune and receiving signs multiple times a day. I feel more grounded and more confident in my abilities. I did the Hereafter Now meditation, and not only did I meet with my husband in spirit and our dogs that have passed, that was nothing new, but my husband brought his mom to see me. That was new and a surprise, and felt very emotional. It was good to see her. We had a nice visit. I also did the guidance quest meditation to meet a new guide. I was interested in meeting my ultra-terrestrial guide because he had come through during the class meditation we did, and I had sensed him in the background when I've connected with my guides before. This time, he again came to the front and center. When he came through during class, he had given me a name, and we agreed that I would get a white feather as confirmation of him within 2 weeks. Usually those signs come faster. After a week, I was getting concerned. So I decided to do the guidance quest meditation and reconnect and see what would come through. My ultra-terrestrial guide appeared but changed his name a little, and that was fine. He also showed his appearance more and his personality. Now I was really confused and wondered what was going on. Then, since we had all this new information, I decided a new sign would be better. So we agreed that I would see a multicolored feather, and it didn't matter what form it took. Imagine my surprise when a white feather showed up that day. Oh, what was I to believe now? Would I still get the multicolored feather? Was this all my imagination? So rather than worry about it, I told my team that I was going to just let whatever happened happen. And I trusted they would show me what I needed to know. A few days later, I was watching the Golden Girls on TV, and what did I see? A vase full of multicolored feathers sitting behind one of the main characters. I rewound the video and took a photo. There's more to this story, but you get the idea. that the signs don't always come the way that we expect. Another student, I listen to the hereafter now a number of times. I seem to have some clairvoyance because in meditation, I often see my daughter, sometimes my mom, or more rarely my dad. Sometimes I see letters and numbers but cannot clearly make them out. I only once, many months ago, clearly read my daughter's message after I'd gotten my certificate in grief education. She wrote in my mind's eye, "You did it! Yay!" and a heart. I was shocked. I love the meditation taking us into a house, going past healing rooms of color, going to the elevator. It is beautiful. I still don't quite get to share a basket of food with my daughter, Amy, on the picnic. Hopefully that will happen. Did the hereafter again, and hereafter now meditation, and was able to go through the basket of memories now with my daughter. And we ended up at the beach where we lived for a short time after her coma. We walked by the water in the sand with bare feet. It was beautiful. Another student, I did the guidance quest and saw a tall, very slender man who had an Indian headdress on his head as my master guide. He was standing next to me on my left as we peered down into a lake. I tried doing that meditation and hereafter, but I ended up coughing so much during both that they were less than effective. Another student, I love the meditations. I've always responded well to guided meditations and have experienced them in several classes, and have even led some myself during our local Qigong classes that are run by a friend. So it was fun for me to download your meditations that I've worked with so far. The Guidance Quest, Synergy Piece, Love Lives Forever. The one I seem to be using the most is Synergy Piece. I find it to be like taking an early morning swim in the ocean, when in a matter of seconds you can find yourself immersed in a totally different sensory world. Since I've had guides sessions with Susanne personally, I'm already familiar with the names of my guides and with their subject matter expertise. But I've been experimenting with Guidance Quest to ask these guides deeper and more personal questions about their own past lives, about why they are helping me, and what my own shortcomings may be that require their assistance. During my first meditation using Guidance Quest, my master guide appeared standing next to me at the scene with the lake. No words were passed while we both just looked out at the peacefulness of the waters on the lake, but I could feel him just being present at my side as if to reassure me of this companionship. My wife has been on the other side for about 8 years now, and my intention was to connect with her. As the meditation prompts went forward, pick a meeting place, I had selected 2 places where I went to go mentally with my wife. But during this meditation, my wife had other ideas and picked a place for our meeting where I have never been, but she has, since she's been on the other side. It was as if she wanted to show me that this new place she discovered was extremely fun to do. We ended up flying and not in an airplane. I chose the Synergy Piece and the guide meditation. My guide's an older man with lots of hair that I saw on my council of elders when I had my near-death experience back in 2007. It feels like he just keeps tabs on me, working behind the scenes to keep me in line. I also was introduced to a young, beautiful angel woman with long blondish hair. I need to ask her more about her purpose in my life development. I need to ask the elderly man also. So my own homework is to play this meditation often and start asking the questions. Another student, I'm so glad you asked for this. I did the spirit guide meditation, which was powerful, and the hug made me cry so hard because I have missed my spirit guide so much. It was such a blessing to get that connection back. But what I wanted to share with you is connecting with a loved one. I've done this meditation a few times before and connected with my mom, my brother, grandparents, and dad. I knew all these people throughout my life, so I knew their looks, I knew their personalities. This time I decided to call in my first grandchild, the baby son that my daughter lost when he was 3 months old. He came to me as a young adult in his early 20s with sandy blonde wavy hair, soft green eyes, a few freckles, lean and tall. He wanted to tell me that I should not leave the state that I live in. I moved here to be with my daughter, his mom. It has not been the best experience, and I longed to return to where I lived before, but he wanted to let me know that my daughter might not always want me here, but she needs me here, and to please not go. His personality was sprightly, which is the best way to describe it. Fun, animated, happy. Another student, In my human life, I often feel connected to guides, but haven't had a lot of clarity on who is who. My experience in this course so far has been helping me to get that clarity and to start to meet some of these guides more deeply. I've recently been able to connect with my master guide in a way that I have not been able to before. I was able to feel that it is masculine in energy and see the color white and braided sandals and associated with my guide during that guidance quest meditation. I feel the presence deeply on the right side of my body during the meditation. It feels as though the connection is deepening. I've also been able to get more clarity around a guide I've had a relationship with who has shown up in meditations for some time now, maybe close to a year. I've been seeing this guide and then some of the energy work sessions too. She comes to me and I can see her face and feel her presence, but I wasn't sure of her deeper connection or meaning. Based on the information shared in the ESB class on December 4th, I was able to put 2 and 2 together and connecting with this guide and understanding. She's a relationships and fun guide for me, which makes a lot of sense based on things I've been moving through in the 3D in recent years. I'm really grateful for this deeper connection to my guides and clarity on what these guides feel like, look like, simply knowing their purpose in my field and in my awareness. I'm looking forward to connecting more deeply and also doing the extraterrestrial guides meditation, diving in. And now one final comment from a student. For a while, I felt like a failure in this class. I was overwhelmed thinking there was so much to do and I wasn't good enough to do all of it. And then I realized I need to relax and have fun. And like you guys say, trust that my abilities are coming to me in the timing that's just right. As soon as I did that, I've enjoyed every moment. On behalf of Diane and me, sending you love with a capital L.